Raise your right hand. Do you swear a firm testimony you're about to give me the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Megan Kelly.
Can you spell that for the court reporter?
MEGANKELLEY.
How are you employed, Ms. Kelly?
I work for a hospice now, but
Okay.
I did work for Primary Pediatrics.
Okay, you used to work for Primary Pediatrics. When did you work for them?
2017, maybe 2020,
Okay.
maybe 2019.
Okay. For Primary Pediatrics?
Yes.
All right.
This was,
Were you working for them November 17th?
yes,
Okay. So sometime after.
yes.
Okay. And what did you do for Primary Pediatrics?
I was a float nurse, one of the float doctors.
What is a float nurse?
I helped with basically anything. I took calls for the doctors. I helped with the nurse practitioner who was helping one of the doctors.
Okay. And I had mentioned November 17th of 2020. Do you recall that date?
Yes.
What do you recall about that date?
We had a very bad case come in, pediatric case come in. A little boy, he was lifeless when he came in.
Okay. And do you remember what time it was?
It was in the morning time.
In the morning? Okay. So you said it was a very bad case. What were you doing that morning?
I was in my little cubby where I sit as a float nurse, and I was getting ready for the day. So I think it was right after we opened, and I was getting ready for the day, and I heard a lot of commotion and yelling, and one of our other nurses was coming into the supply room to grab code supplies.
Okay. And at some point, did you figure out kind of what was happening?
Yes,
And
I
what
went,
was
I
happening?
went out. There was basically a code in place. A pediatric came in, either did not have a heartbeat or lost a heartbeat on the table.
Okay. And you say code. What does code mean?
Code blue, sorry.
Okay. What is code?
No, they're not breathing, they don't have a heartbeat.
Okay. And do you know who it was who was code blue?
At the time, I did not until I
Okay.
went to
Did
the
you
room.
see at all who?
Yes, it
Okay.
was very small, pediatric, African-American boy. Very pale,
Okay.
especially his feet and his hands, and just very lifeless.
Okay. So you heard yelling. Where did you see the child?
On the bed when I finally got to the room.
Okay. And do you recall which room that was?
It was on Dr. Ford's side, I believe room 4.
Okay. And what did you go into the room?
Yes.
And what did you do when you went in the room?
I assessed the situation. I tried to ask the man who brought him in. At the time, I didn't know who he was until I asked questions. I asked him some questions, who he was, what happened, and then I started working on the child.
Okay. When you started working on the child, what did you do?
I tried to place an IV.
Okay. And were others in the room with you?
Yes.
Okay. Who all was in the room with you?
Dr. Robert Ford was in the room. Jessica Woods was in the room. She's RN. Danielle Gaddy was in the room. The boyfriend, we thought was the stepdad at the time, he was in the room.
Okay.
And then the little boy.
So you said that you tried to put an IV in him. What were other people doing?
CPR was in place, oxygen was being placed on. I know there was others outside calling 911. There's just a lot in commotion, and then trying to figure out what was going on with him.
Okay. And I mean, there was a lot of trying to figure out what was going on. So I mean, did you kind of figure out what was going on?
It was hard. It was from just bits and pieces of the story, but from what I gathered, he either had some breathing issues and was brought in, and I knew there was more to it than what was in our face.
Okay. So let me say this. Do you know who the man was who brought the child in?
At the time, no. But
Okay.
I believe he was the boyfriend of the mother.
Did you have any interactions with him while he was there with the child?
Yes, I tried to ask the child's last name. I believe he was on the phone with the mom, and he had to ask the last name, date of birth, and all the information.
And so you overheard them conversing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was anything else said?
She sounded like she was at work, and he was telling her not to worry about something and just get here. He just kept saying, don't worry about that, get here.
Did he say anything about the child's symptoms prior to bringing the child in?
That he was throwing up and just having some breathing problems and very lethargic.
Okay. Did he said? He just said the child was lethargic. You said the child was doing anything else?
I don't recall.
Do you know how long y'all worked on the child?
Maybe 30, 45 minutes before EMS came.
Okay, before, so did somebody call 911?
Yes.
Okay, and so then EMS came?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then what happened when EMS got there?
EMS came, assessed the scene, took him to their truck and took him to the hospital.
Okay, do you know where they took him?
Peach County, I believe.
Did you do anything after they took the child?
I just remember we all just kind of debriefed and tried to figure out what exactly just happened and did our statements while it was fresh on our brain.
And let me ask you this, do you recall the man who brought the child in, if he said anything about the child losing consciousness?
I believe so when he came in because he said he had been sick for a couple of days and had been vomiting and having diarrhea, and so he was kind of lethargic and in and out of it.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Grube, she's with you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Kelly, my name is Jeff Grube. I'm a lawyer for Warner Robins. I have a few questions to ask of you representing Ms. Davis in this matter. Is it your recollection that this child was presented at your office on November the 17th of 2020 at about 8:48 in the morning? And I'm looking at subsequently you wrote a note or were asked to write down what your version of what happened was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Since then, and I think you've been to see the district attorney's office, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And I take it that you went over this statement that you wrote.
Yes, sir.
And once again, at that particular point in time, you were asking, or you heard shouts for either a nurse practitioner or Dr. Ford because you were in this hall, is that right?
I was in the vicinity. I wasn't technically on his hall.
All right. But nonetheless, you answered the call, and was the child already on the bed in room number 4?
Yes, sir.
Did the child have any clothes on?
I don't remember.
Okay. Did you look at the child to see if the child had any bruises or?
I did look at his arms when I went to do his IV and his legs because they were very cold and kind of pale. But I didn't see any noticeably like bruises or cuts or anything like that.
You didn't see any bruises on his arms or his legs?
His arms or his legs.
Did you by chance have an opportunity to look at his chest to see if he had any either bruises or discoloration or disfigurement or anything on his?
I don't remember because they were doing CPR. There was so much going on. I was trying to focus on trying to get him fluids.
Likewise, you couldn't tell us if there were any marks or anything on his back.
No.
But there was nothing that caused you any concern as far as any bruises is concerned.
No, sir.
And I take it that they were trying to do, Dr. Ford, Robert Ford was doing chest compressions, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And that Dr. Justin Ford was trying to, and Amy Wood were trying to put a mask on the child of some sort. Is it called an ambu mask?
For oxygen, yes, sir.
Oxygen. And that was not going very well, was it?
I don't think so.
Okay. Had you ever, did you come to know who this child was?
Yes.
Karter Ambrose, is that right?
Yes.
Did you remember ever treating him before?
No, sir.
Okay. I mean, I guess what I'm asking is, do you know if he was a regular patient at your office?
From his records, yes, but I was not ever in his care.
Okay.
Not that I can recall.
At any point in time, did you have the occasion, we've seen several medical records of Karter some testimony about the child had thrown up or vomited some previously. You heard that from the man that brought the child in.
Yes, sir.
Did you see any evidence of that?
I don't recall. I don't think so. I think he had said he had bathed him before coming in.
Okay, but did you smell any vomit on him?
I don't remember.
For the most part, did the child appear to be clean?
He did.
The child was unconscious, you say, the entire time that you saw him?
Yes, sir.
Pardon?
Yes, sir.
And was it your testimony that before EMS came to get the child, that was 30 to 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minute period of time, is that right?
About that, yes, sir.
And then EMS came, were you outside when the child was taken by EMS?
I was not.
You have no knowledge as to how long EMS, if you had the child outside before they took off?
No, sir.
Had no way of knowing. Did you ever get an IV in his arm?
I did.
You did. You had written in your statement that there was an attempt made to run fluids, but the IV blew. What does that mean?
Meaning once the fluid, so the needle was, it was in the vein, and then once the fluids were going through, the vein wasn't strong enough to hold it, so it exploded basically.
It did what?
It like expands. It pops the vein basically.
You wrote down that it was DC. What's that mean?
Discontinued. So it was taken out.
Discontinued, okay. Just a section on, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Anything else, counsel?
Chief Weeks, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Kelly. You're free to go or stay as you wish. Call your next witness, please.
State calls Lisa James.
This way, Judge.
Ms. James, if you would raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm testimony you shall give here before the court is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
If you would state your name for the record, please.
Lisa James.
Okay, and that will be just common spelling.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. James, what do you do?
I'm an RN.
How long have you been an RN?
16 years.
And where do you work?
I currently work at Habit Home Health.
Have you already worked there?
No, it just started.
Where did you work previously?
Peach County ER.
As an RN?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you do for Peach County ER as an RN?
I was the charge nurse for day shift.
Explain to me what a charge nurse is.
I'm responsible for all the patients in the emergency room as well as the nurses and anything emergent that comes in.
So you're a nurse, but also from management too?
Yes,
Thank
I
you.
was at that time.
Thank you for clarification. Right, I'm going to turn your attention back to November of 2020. Did you work at Peach County ER then?
Yes.
And do you remember a small African-American child being brought in at some point?
There was one brought in, yes, unresponsive. Is that?
Tell me what you remember from that.
EMS called in reports, which we could hear in the ER, and we respond back, and they said they were coming in with a approximate 2-year-old infant that was not breathing and had no pulse.
And did you observe the infant yourself?
Yes.
Tell me what you observed.
If it was not breathing and did not have a pulse, the baby was cold to the touch. His clothes were wet. We don't, I mean, he was just covered from head to toe in water.
And do you recall if any ER nurses, anyone actually worked on the child?
I do not recall if we actually worked the child or not because he was already deceased at that point, and there had been some time frame in between.
So essentially what you observed was an unresponsive lifeless child.
Yes.
Nothing further for this witness, Judge.
Mr. Grube.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. James, good afternoon. Ms. James, my name is Jeff Grube. I'm a lawyer from Warner Robins, here representing Ms. Davis in this matter. You say this was on the morning of November the 17th, is that right?
I'm not sure of the time frame.
Okay, but it was in the morning, or the morning shift, is that right?
They show up.
This, about 9:30 in the morning, sound about right?
I honestly do not know the time, exact time.
Do you know if it, either at the time of this incident or subsequent to the incident, that you put together or prepared any sort of documents that you would be kept by the hospital as to what happened?
Yes, absolutely. The hospital should have that documentation from that day.
And have you talked previously with the district attorney's office about what your testimony would be today?
No, sir. I mean, he subpoenaed me and we talked today, yes.
Oh, okay. Now, I take it that the child came and the hospital, your hospital is right there off of John L. Sullivan Road, is that right?
Yes.
In Byron, are you familiar?
It's off 49 connector.
Okay, near Hauser Mill Road, is
Yes.
that right?
Yes.
All right, and the child was transported by Houston EMS, is that correct?
I do believe so, yes,
I
sir.
believe so. Okay, and were you there waiting for the ambulance to get there, or?
Yes, sir.
When the child was brought in, was the child wearing any clothes?
The clothes that he did have on were wet and soaked with what we assumed was
Okay.
water.
What was it? Did he have pants on or just?
I do not recall if they were pants or shorts.
Okay, but you recall that he was just wet?
Yes, sir.
You don't know if he just had a diaper on or anything?
No, it wasn't just a diaper. It was
Did
either
you
shorts
notice
or-
any blood?
I did not know, sir.
Did you have an opportunity to see the child's arms and legs?
No, sir.
You didn't?
I don't understand what you're
I
asking.
mean, did you look at the child or examine the child yourself?
Yes, as well as the doctor.
All right, but but you made an observation, did you not, as to the condition of the child?
Yes.
Did the child have any bruises on him?
I did not know any bruises on the child.
And did you notice any blood coming from the child, whether it be from anywhere, from the nose, ears, eyes, anywhere?
I honestly do not recall.
Do you recall as to whether or not you were required yourself to do any tests or examinations of the child? You yourself?
Not me, myself, the doctor would.
Would that have been Dr. Becker?
Yeah, he was on staff that day.
Okay. I mean, do you recall as to which doctor?
It was, no, sir, I don't. It was 6 years ago.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I mean, was the hospital, was the emergency room busy that morning, do you recall?
Emergency room can be busy, all times,
Sure.
any time.
But
But
all
I'm
this-
not sure
Okay. You just
of
don't
how
recall?
busy we were or were not.
Okay. And do you know as to whether or not there was anyone of the child's family that was with him at that time?
None of the child's family were with him at that time.
Okay, did any of the child's family arrive after the child was pronounced deceased?
I cannot tell you, I'm not sure. The officers that came with or followed the ambulance, as well as our officers on scene, they keep us from all that.
I got you. And were you there when the child was pronounced deceased?
Yes,
Is your recollection was it was 9:38 in the morning?
if that's what was documented, yes, sir.
Okay, and you recall that, or you just agreeing?
Like, as I said, it's been 6 years.
Well, sure.
I just go on my documentation from those events.
Okay, and once you received a subpoena to testify, were you asked to, or did you on your own go back over whatever notes or anything that you wrote down for that day?
No, sir.
So you
Everything
just
would have been
basically-
kept within the hospital itself. I cannot access those records on my own.
Just a second. That's all I have. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Madam Clerk, would you
All
like to-
right, you can step down, Ms. James. Thank you, you're free to go or stay as you wish. Let me see counsel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to stop here today. We're going to start at 8:45 in the morning. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to be here a few minutes before then. Please wear your buttons back. It's not you guys tomorrow, right? Okay, so the bells will be waiting for you. It won't be exactly the same people, but at the top of the stairs, okay? So wear your button back. They'll get you in the jury room, and we'll resume the presentation of evidence at 8:45. You're going to leave your notepads in the room on the way out, so make sure you put your notes, your name on the front of them. You just flip them close to the first page if you've taken notes, and then y'all can, find your own in the morning. Don't talk about the case. Don't let anybody talk about it with you. Don't go home and look something up. Some term you've heard. Don't drive by any scenes trying to figure out where something happened. None of that, please. I need you to avoid the media that is reporting on or showing this case. So just, get your roommate or your spouse to do that, or make your life happier and skip the news altogether for a night. And then we'll resume in the morning, okay? Sweater or jacket, because like I said, I can't control it in here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be excused. Go over to the side. They'll show you out the back way. Miss Howard, if your back is bothering you, you need to be able to stand and sit on the back row for me tomorrow, and that will be permission for you to do that as needed.
Can I also bring in a cushion?
Sure.
Thank you so much.
No problem. All right. Counsel, since we have a little breathing room, let me talk about autopsy photos. If y'all got those, let me look at those and hear from you on that issue since they are outside the presence of the jury.
It's currently marked as State's Exhibits 2 through 11. 2 is just a picture of the child's face. Obviously, he's deceased. It says how the body was, or how the child was received. The bag open with, obviously, the DOFS number. Exhibit 3 is a picture of the child's face. Injury to his cheek. States 4 are small injuries to his mouth and nostril. 5 is with his lip pulled forward. 6 is his torso with no clothes on, as is 7, 8, 9. 10 is his groin area. Obviously, he's not wearing clothes in any of those. All of these are pre-incision. They indicate injuries that are described in the report. State's Exhibit 11 is a picture of the injury to the liver. The liver has been removed from the body. The rest of the child is not depicted in the photo. That would be the only photo at this point the state is seeking to introduce. That would be post-incision, but again, that exhibit does not show the rest of the child's body. Obviously, these photos would correspond with injuries, Your Honor. They would be demonstrative of the injuries that the medical examiner would testify to.
All right, counsel, Mr. Grube, let me hear from you.
And of course, if you're not pleased, as I mentioned previously in the motion that I filed, in the motion that I object to the admission, really of any of these photographs. I talked to my client about them, and we stand by our objection.
All right, the objections overruled. 2 through 9 are clearly admissible. Those are all pre-incision and are relevant. 10 and 11. 10 is a picture of the genitalia with an injury. Again, I think that's relevant, and I think the photo is arguably necessary to explain or demonstrate what presumably the medical folks are going to talk about. 11 is also post-incision, but it is the liver removed from the body, which is frankly less awful than a other kind of post-incision injury. And considering that appears to be at least significantly related to the, if not the cause of death in this case, I'm going to allow it over objection. Mr. Grube, you'll have a continuing objection for the record.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Since we dealt with that issue, I just wanted the court to know that I submitted my request to charge earlier today.
I got them.
I think I left a copy for you and a copy that would need to be benchmarked, or
Yeah, I'll make sure it gets.
and I provided the state with a copy.
We have a copy on it. We have not been able to review it yet.
Yeah, no, I'll get them e-filed, and let's aim for maybe Wednesday morning, both of you. Let me have the state's request, and then Mr. Grube, if there's something additional that's come up. Obviously, there's always stuff that comes up at the last minute that you want to add. I'm not going to prevent you from doing that. And you guys practice in front of me enough to know that I have already started. You don't have to give me, or proof, reasonable doubt, all the stuff we all know I'm going to give. But if there is something specific, or maybe a little different in this case, please make sure you get that to me by Wednesday morning so I have a chance to look at it. And we'll see where we are. I've started on a draft, so we'll just keep working through that as the evidence comes out, in order to be prepared for when it's time for that. What else?
And I would ask the court, in doing that, be mindful of the fact that, as I mentioned in my opening, I don't know that we've seen too many murder and second-degree cases come through this court. And I just want to make sure that we cover all our bases on that.
Yeah, this is actually the first one I've had, I think it's gone to trial, so there is a pattern charge. I would open it and read it to you right now, but I have discovered my computer computer has a glitch, because I tried to pull it up earlier.
Well, I quoted the code section.
Yeah.
All I did.
And I think, there's actually a pattern, so I think we're good, but we'll hit that as we go through.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, anything else?
Not from the state.
All right, 8:45, we're gonna start in the morning. I will be in before that if something blows up overnight.
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all know where to find me. All right, we'll stand in recess. Yeah. Ask Angie. Y'all can go ahead, I've got to mess with my computer, so don't wait on me. Ask Angie to step in here.